I seem to be in a downstairs room in a house of some kind. On a table in the middle of the room were two identical looking books, laying one on top of the other. I had the impression they had just turned up from somewhere and I did not know what they were about. They were a brownish colour and had nothing at all on either their fronts or their spines to indicate their contents. I picked up the top one and opened it. Flicking through the pages, I found there were no illustrations, and to my dismay, the words were all in French. I put that book down and opened the other one, which, to my relief, was written in English. Laying both books on the table, open at corresponding pages, with my extremely rusty French, I got the impression they were both saying the same things. I had always loved learning other languages and would always try to teach myself some basics before going on foreign holidays. But whereas with German I had to some extent kept it going, both by holidays in Germany and my great passion for Wagner's music dramas, I have never been to France and never really found any use for the language over the nearly 60 years since I learned it at school. Besides, I never really liked it much as a language, whereas I've always loved German. So it was hard going with the book. Indeed, I had difficulty in understanding the English one, and still had no idea what the books were about by the time the experience faded and morphed into another scene. Before that happened, I seem to have had the idea of advertising them for sale, but perhaps unsurprisingly, how do you advertise something when you don't really know what it is, seemed to get no takers. The next scene found me in a more familiar setting, at the wheel of my current car. I was going down a side street, however, in an unfamiliar town, and had a woman passenger beside me, though at that point could not see who she was. I found a parking place in a row of cars and pulled into it. We got out, and then I realised the woman was my wife. At least she was in the dream, though not when my wife here and now on the physical. We seemed to be trying to find somewhere or something and decided to split up to look for it. As I walked along the road, I noticed it had a thin, patchy covering of what looked like sand, with car tracks emphasising it here and there. The scene changed and we appeared to be in a bedroom. I was sitting on a chair next to the only bed, and the woman was standing the other side of the bed. I motioned her to join me. I did not recognise her at all from the physical side, but she still seemed to be my wife in this real side event. She walked round the bed and I got a good look at her, realising I had no feelings for her whatsoever. She sat on my knee and we started kissing. There the dream ended. Perhaps it's just as well. The books remind me of a dream I experienced and shared several months ago, when I was confronted by a long shelf bearing a row of seemingly identical books, none of which had anything on them to identify them, except for the last one at the far right, which had my name on it. It was suggested at the time that these all represented past lives, the only one now easily accessible being the current one, that is, the one with my name on it. The two books in the recent dream could possibly also represent past lives, albeit only two at random, now largely inaccessible to me. What was accessible suggests repetition and the evident desire to dispose of them, the wish to break the cycle. Maybe the reduction from a shelf full to two indicates a certain amount of success in this respect, though still work to be done. As regards the second part, or perhaps second dream. The one seemed to follow on from the other, but I guess it doesn't really matter which. My first thoughts entered on the sandy road. This possibly suggests a nearby ocean, symbol of all life, though I wasn't aware of it in the experience. Maybe if I had not been in such a hurry to get into the bedroom with the woman, I might have turned a corner and seen one. Perhaps that's a rather pointed message in itself.
Well, that's you having fun there, Peter. And yeah, it's another chapter, it's another book, whatever. It's another chapter in our life, the old saying. And when the chapters are done, the book is done. And so you're seeing it there. Yeah, that's what I see too, is that, yeah, it's something like that. And it looks as though you were involved with, you had a French life there in some way too. And so, and the gal, no more feelings, etc., but she's along for the ride. Well, it's kind of something like that. And, you were kind of replaying the old scene, but it didn't mean a whole lot to you, something along those lines. But, we all go through this, and then the scene ends. So you just kind of go over this and, use all that as a comparison, okay? Not just that, oh, I did that or whatever, but a comparison to what you're doing now and to better see and understand the is. This is why it's showing up for you. There's something there in your real awareness. And so the little self here has to make the effort to do something to create some kind of comparison or whatever, you see? Yeah, so it just make it fun. It's just, we all go through these funny things and yeah, very basic, but you decide what viewpoints or what you're going to recognize from it.
This planet Earth needs a lot of help from all of us right now. Dean Val of NUUU, Nations United, UNUversal, UNUversity, is contacting people around this world every day to share the importance of the all-natural environment supporting all of us. Dean Val and Duane Lee Heppner.org 501c3 have created CAN, Community Action Network, to help all communities become aware of how to be self-sufficient with permaculture and food and rainforests. We are always looking for real people to step up, who want to learn what life on this earth is all about. We will be leasing large portions of land to create something wonderful for all communities everywhere. Contact Val Vittles on Skype and Facebook to get involved with what we all can do now, or through the phone number provided or the website in the links. DwayneTheGreatWriter.net. Join us for weekly environment awareness Skypes every Sunday at 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The NUUU, Nations United UNUversal UNUversity is dedicated to supporting and providing a real purpose and real awareness with the all-natural environment supporting all of us. First comes this earth with food and rainforests, and to protect what is still here. For those who have the awareness to see what is actually taking place here, with all the natural devastation, which is also purposely planned by WorldKontrollers, you now have a real opportunity to step up and do something with those who also care about your planet Earth. Duane Lee Heppner has created the NUUU, Nations United UNUversal UNUversity, which completely entails the all-natural environment everywhere, and a real education that has real value, and that far surpasses any commonly created indoctrinating educational system that does not focus on what sustains all of us naturally. Real survival makes sense with everything here that is self-sustaining.